I was being hunted. Had not a copper to my name. Then I met Valdo. He and his troop helped me. Then introduced me to B. And through B, I found Dandelion. You know the rest.
Okay. Finally to have those knots tied up, eh? No, we are a bit out of the way. Huh. Why am I getting the rats vibe? Cities like Novigrad have their own special magic. They attract folk from all corners of the world, becoming delicious stews of diverse flavours, giant circuses filled with colourful characters just waiting to extend a helping hand. Or swing a sharp elbow. Ciri had experienced the fullness of this during her stay in Novigrad, so when she found herself back in the city she decided to repay a few debts and settle a few scores. First name on a list? Whoreson Jr. Though Geralt swore he had killed Whoreson with his own hands, quite right, rumour had it that the mafioso was alive and well. Geralt and Ciri thus decided to pay him a surprise visit. They discovered that Dudu had turned Whoreson's death into a prime business opportunity. He took on the underworld boss's form and then took over his criminal organisation, transforming it into a legal and more profitable than ever enterprise. What a story. If that's happily ever after for Dudu, then let it be so. Let it be so. As for here, following Ciri to this merry band. This is gonna be interesting, especially if we get up to no good, because, correct me if I'm wrong, well, let's just see. Let's cross that bridge before posing any ideas.
Where's this friend of yours?
There! Valdo!
I suppose I must practice a bit.
A bit for your pass.
Ciri, you devil incarnate, where have you been?
Come here, darling. Hello. What's this? Brought your granddad?
Hagar, you're incorrigible. Allow me to introduce Geralt of Rivia.
Ah, greetings. We've heard heaps about you.
Oh dear. Yeah, good to meet you lot. I'm Ciri's granddad.
Likewise, and thanks for helping Ciri.
Oh, we had no choice. Found it hard to refuse a lass like her. Well, good you're here. Come in the nick of time. Would have been gone by tomorrow.
You're leaving?
They're to start resettling non-humans shortly. We'd rather stay ahead of events.
I understand.
Problem is, we just lost 2 horses, and another 2 are too weak to haul anything.
Ah, we'll manage somehow. We don't leave till tomorrow, so naught to worry about today.
Yes, for some. I'm off to see a merchant. There's a chance I can trade our nags for a healthy horse. Wouldn't want Valdo to have anything to worry about tomorrow.
It was an interesting look from Ciri there. Right, right, this is exactly the kind of scenario I think we're barreling into now. Let's just wait for it to obviously present itself before I start prodding it.
What's eating him?
Oh, don't worry. That's just how Agar is. Be back to his jolly old self by evening. What brings you here?
I've come to apologise. I disappeared so suddenly, then...
Ah, pish-posh. What matters is you're back, and you're well.
This is for you. All that you loan me, plus a small premium.
Ciri, you know I can't take this.
And you know I shan't let you refuse.
I know. We'll make it the pot for a wager. Do you still race?
Of course.
Then I challenge you. Geralt, will you join us?
Oh, for God's sake. I have avoided horse racing at every opportunity that I've been able to. Oh, I really don't want to. I can't be bothered. But what would Geralt do? Oh, I'm not sure Geralt would either, but... Let's be wary of Gaunter Odim's warnings, you know? We're looking out for the big things. Maybe it's refusing to horse race that brings great foreboding. God's sake.
Gladly.
A man after my own spirit. Come.
Probably inconsequential, but great.
Geralt, choose one of these.
Coming.
What, we're borrowing a horse? No, we're not. Or are we?
Run, Roach.
Well, you call every horse a roach.
You were faster once.
Giving you a head start.
I need to make sure to hit every single little checkpoint here. Well, it's all fun and games till Roach runs out of breath. What's going on there?
Faster! You're trailing.
Watch where you're going or you'll fall. Can still beat you.
I let you win.
Lovely race. Well, this calls for a celebration. Stay the evening. We've several barrels of Kedwen's best. Bonfires to be lit soon, round which all will gather. This night shall be ours.
You know, perhaps it's not my concern, but I'm glad you and Yennefer have ended up together.
Me too.
You took your time.
Guess we both needed a while to grapple with it.
So, what was it like? You know, when the wish lost its hold. What did you feel?
Well, there we were, the two of us, on the mountaintop. I looked at her and felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be, at long last.
More wine?
Thanks.
I'm glad we stayed.
Me too. They like you here.
I like them too. Oh, I'd love to join them. Drink and race, travel from town to town. Not worry a whit about anything.
I'm just trying to run those prompts by. You know, I get the vibes from this, you know, at the end of Lady of the Lake, like before the very, very, very end, Yen and Ciri and Geralt are riding around effectively just, I don't know, what are the really, it's quite similar to this, how Ciri's just going around, you know, thanking everybody. It's that kind of vibe that you get even if they're not specifically doing that. And there are conversations like this where something's been raised and Geralt reads the room, so to speak, and just comes in on it. So I'm going to go with option number 2 here.
Something worrying you now?
What awaits us?
Defeating the Hunt won't be easy, but with the Lodge's support, Avalax, we can do this.
I fear fighting the Hunt will only be the beginning. For me, at least.
I see exactly what you mean, but let's ask anyway.
What do you mean?
You promised!
In jest? Sometimes I wish I could be like them.
I totally get you, but...
Me too. Being a witch is a burden sometimes.
As is my inheritance. I'd so like to be ordinary.
This is like the very essence of who Ciri is, really. You were born to great things, but this whole thing, you choose what you are, I suppose. To be completely honest with you, it's never going to be sunshine and roses for Ciri if she gets out of this, to be honest with you. It never will be. There'll always be a threat. It'll either be the Nilfgaardians looming, or it'll be the Wild Hunts looming, or it'll be whatever else looming. She's the Lioness of Sintra. It's just, she can put a hood up and everything, but for goodness sake, you don't... How do you disguise that fact, really? She's like probably the most famous person in the world at this point, really. Nonetheless, let's be all idealistic by Geralt standards.
Your life is yours exclusively. You choose who you are.
Geralt, you know that's never been true. Because of this damned elder blood. My gift. My curse. It granted me all of these powers, but it's also why I've spent my life fleeing, hiding.
Gifts can be... Can you really renounce the elder blood, for goodness sake? What, you're going to get a blood transfusion?
Then it's time to end this. Once we defeat Eredin, you'll be free.
Really? Eredin's hardly alone. There are others. They have plans for me.
You're right.
The sorceresses of the Lodge once.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my father.
Mm-hmm.
Even Yennefer.
You're forgetting Avallac'h.
Avallac'h's different. He is intent on my gift not falling into the wrong hands. Not spinning out of control. It's why he teaches me, protects me.
For now, at least. Don't be naive, Bonart says. Hope you're right, Geralt says.
If you say so.
You doubt it?
There'll come a day when Avallac'h will ask you for a favor.
Perhaps. But if so, it will be a very, very long time from now. And I'm certain whatever it is, he'll give me a choice. I will have the option to refuse.
Hope you're right.
That's Pablo. I plan to learn how to juggle one day.
Incredibly useful skill.
Finally found you two. Enjoying yourselves?
Yeah, you know what? We're having a great time. But, thinking of what Geralt would ask here.
I'd rather know how you fared with the merchant. Managed to get some horses?
Lost cause. The man refused to trade. I said I'd buy. He asked 3 arms and a host of legs for 1 healthy animal. We need horses. But we'll have to find another way to get them.
Ho ho, I sense trouble.
I knew you'd warm to the notion. We mean to sneak into the man's stable. With 30 head, a few more or less won't make a difference in his life. Coming with?
Of course.
This is exactly what I've anticipated. Is there any instance throughout every novel and every short story of Geralt doing something like this? See, this is why I had the rats comparison. Ciri on her own here, this is great. It's more about the thrill of doing it, even more so than actually getting the horses. But with Geralt here, it's like, no, Ciri had this little coming of age vibe with her time with the rats. Here, it's like, you know, let's bring my granddad along. As for this here, would Geralt steal? Is there any comparative example? I'm completely spacing on it right now, but if you happen to know something like that, by all means, just spout it out now. But Geralt not about to steal, give over. Let's steal some horses. Can't just buy them for you. That's a weird position as well to be in. Geralt never has the bloody money to buy things. Really. What an interesting conundrum, because none of those 4 answers there seem to be satisfying enough. But look at the look on Ciri's face, eh? My first instinct is to just buy them for them. If not steal them. But the You know what? I'm going to overrule this. Would Geralt buy them, potentially, if he had the money to? I have an excess. Actually, how much do they even cost? Because I'm probably down to just over 1,000 orens, crowns, whatever currency I happen to have.
Gotta be another way to solve this. It just so happens I got some coin I could lend you.
We'd have no way to repay you.
Wouldn't have to.
Shame the Emperor doesn't have another daughter. We could buy all the horses in Novigrad.
A generous offer, but not one to resolve this situation. The merchant didn't object to our coin. He objected to us. I'll not trade with such scum. Believe those were his words. And if he'll not trade, we've no choice but to steal from him.
Charming. Well, a little bit of nuance to this conundrum. Fine, let's debate this after.
What can I do? Gotta help those in need.
Yes, yes, yes!
Must say, you didn't seem the type to me.
What type?
Steady. Time to go. We'll meet by the stables.
Like Geralt's Lady of the Lake moment when he just renounces being a Witcher and starts to help those in need and then just dies 30 seconds later.
Hagar, keep a lookout. Ciri and I'll try to get inside.
All right.
Really? And there is a guard patrol. This doesn't look suspicious. The mask is giving me a good flashback. It's the Crimson Avenger. More like Crimson Asshole. Right. That's obviously going to be locked.
Gotta find another way in.
I'm just wasting some time while the guards walk past. Hello. You got a way in up there.
A big me a boss.
And the way in's there, but I'm going to see if there's an alternate
Hard
one.
to find good guards these days.
Quiet, you'll wake them.
It won't even matter if I climb up now, but it just feels plain wrong.
I'm watching you.
He says as he turns his back. This is legal. No way up. I'm not gonna bother stealing all else. How many horses did you say we needed? 2. Need a key. Oh, there it is.
Here's the key.
Open sesame.
Quick, get in here.
Finally.
Woohoo! We did it!
Excellent work! Did you see the 2 fools who tried to chase us?
Almost tripped over their own boots.
Thanks, Geralt. That was splendid.
That was wrong, but it sure. This is so. I don't even know what to make of this. This entire situation, I have no idea what to make of it. I don't think there's any comparative situation in any that I can remember across all the source material that I can even bring to mind right now. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but this, I'm just freeballing this.
Yeah, a nice change from killing monsters.
Thanks for your help, and for visiting.
It was so good to see you all again. Hang in there and take care of yourselves.
Don't forget us. So long.
I must bid Valdo farewell.
All right. See you at Dandelions then. Got some things to take care of in town.
See you, Geralt.
There we go. Pathway to level 34. And I believe there's 2 more quests that remain. There is a... Talk to Avalak. Talk to Yen. Probably about time to talk to Yen, don't you reckon? What time is it?
His choice act
1 AM.
sawing women from the audience in half. The women would lie down in the crypt. Then he'd saw through it, right down.
Yeah, that entire situation there feels just wrong for Geralt to be there for. So I just have no idea what to make of it, really. None whatsoever. Yeah, there are decisions in there to be made, but did they really mean anything when the entire situation feels off? You know what I mean?
Redania.
Redania.
Sick of it. Boring as fucking shit.
Oh! All we're missing now is the long-lived Radovid.
I can see it in your face. This life, sometimes it's angry. That and so pretty they can't do that for themselves.
Right.
Not so fast, Roach.
Is that the entrance? Probably.
Whoa!
Let's try not to get off in the middle of... Just wanted to give Roach a watering hole, that's all.
Geralt, the monster slayer. Other wild. Care to say longer one? I can see it in your face. Right.
Buy you a drink?
I'm afraid the dishwater's as good as it gets in this establishment. Imlerith, was that your idea or Ciri's?
Who do you think?
Ciri's.
As I thought. I'm glad you went with her.
Good. Good. I wouldn't have suspected any differently from you, but I suspect Geralt would.
I thought you'd be angry.
Angry? Why? Because you supported Ciri in her decision? Or because you fought by her side and won?
What if we'd lost?
We wouldn't be having this conversation. And the female part of the continent's population would be drowning in tears. You won. No point bothering with what-ifs.
About the lodge?
Talk to Triss. Reconvening the lodge? It's not going so well.
Dangerous times, especially for sorceresses. Each thinks 5 times before sticking her neck out, and I can't blame them.
So, what's the deal with being here in crippled Kaer?
Charming place. Why are you here?
You'll find out soon. In the meantime, tell me about Philippa.
Triss and I found her and freed her. It turned out Dijkstra had her, but the situation's under control.
That's a relief.
So, gonna tell me why you're here?
I was able to establish Margarita's whereabouts, the prison in Oxenfurt. I also learned the identity of a man who escaped from there. He should arrive shortly.
Interesting. Who is this guy?
What do you know about this fugitive?
I know he's the only one ever to escape from Geralt. Every guardsman in the city now seeks him.
Sure he can be trusted?
We'll soon find out. He just walked in.
If I were him, I'd be incredibly wary.
Abbe Faria?
Who's asking?
We'd like to talk.
Full name, we'd like to talk.
Damn.
Geralt and Yen don't know their optics,
Let's
clearly.
try and get him.
Now, do they axe him, or...
These humans grow wilder by the day.
Don't they just?
I'm warning you.
Am I honestly about to neck some Tawny out to chase this guy down? Right, here we go.
Scale the ladder. Guess I'm in for a roof walk.
More like a roof appearance.
Agreed to meet.
I said I'd found him, not that I'd spoken to him.
What do you want from me? Let me be.
Calm down. We just want to chat.
And then stick a shiv between my ribs. Leave me in the gutter.
Look at us. Do we look like bandits to you?
No. No, not really.
I'm glad you agree. Besides, you'd be worthless to us dead.
So you shan't hurt me?
No. You're gonna tell us your story, then be on your way.
Oh, so be it. But we really ought to go back to Kate's. It's unwise to linger in the street.
Blasted him so hard with the yard that he fell up the ladder.
Drink up. It'll help.
Thanks. What do you want?
To get into Geralt.
Find a hunter. Tell them you practice magic. They'll lock you up lickety-split.
We need to get in without anyone noticing. Tell us how you escaped, then get on with your life.
Well, yeah, the first thing to really ask here is that the thing that goes about town is that no one gets out of Geralt alive.
They say no one gets out of Geralt alive.
Aye, so they say. My thought? Why not try it dead?
But they burn the corpses.
They didn't start burning them until they learned an old fellow like myself had escaped. Before, they dropped the stiffs into a great pit. The pit's connected to the sewers, and the sewers empty into the river. And once you reach the river, you're as free as a fish.
So you played dead? No one caught on?
As a youth, I'd apprenticed with an apothecary in Silverton. Learned a thing or two about herbs. Sleeping mushrooms grew on the walls of my cell. And I found belladonna in the prison yard. Just had to mash them together and eat the pulp an hour before evening rounds.
You might have lost your life.
I prefer to die on my own terms, were that to be my fate.
Respectable. Can we get him through the sewers then? Oxenfurt sewers. Don't be going back there too soon. For fear of finding a big toad again, or Shani.
So theoretically we could get in the way you got out.
Assuming we don't mind the company of decomposing corpses.
And assuming you can squeeze through the grate. They barred the outlet to the river after I escaped.
Huh. Explosives could take care of that.
For half the city to hear us? I've a better plan. Oxenfurt was built on elven ruins.
Which have to connect to the sewers somewhere. If we can find a way into the ruins.
We'll get into the prison.
Yeah, I mean with this, my first instance is that it isn't about the guard, it isn't about, you know, getting through grates and whatnot, explosives or not, it's the logistics of whether it can actually be done. I mean, you got a witcher and sorceresses, there's a lot of leeway. But regardless, what about the guard?
They say Dayrod's better guarded than the keep at Vicovaro.
They choose the guards from among witch hunters. The worst dregs, rabid fanatics. If you only knew what they do to folk. Torture every day. The wheel, the rack. We only knew peace on holidays when they'd drink themselves blind.
They're allowed to drink on duty?
Oh, not officially, but you know how it is.
Interesting then, plenty of angles of attack.
See? Wasn't so hard.
One last bit of advice. Find a new tavern. Everyone here knows you.
Thank you. Whatever your plans, I hope they work out.
So do we. So long.
Interesting then, what he said about the guards.
What he said about the guards could prove handy.
True. Things will go more smoothly if we can get even a few of them drunk.
Zoltan ought to manage it. I'll ask him.
Let's meet on the Oxenfurt Bridge.
Maybe some Mahaka mix of some description.
I'd give you a discount for heroic deeds, but madam...
Right.
Well, you know...
I had.
Meeting Yen on the bridge. Of where? Of Oxenfurt? Yeah, Oxenfurt Bridge. Well, you know what then? If I go speak to Zoltan here, he's right underneath Atherlac. So maybe there's time? Where is she going? Well, she's about to go walk off into the wall, which wouldn't really surprise me at this point.
Beware, freak.
Interesting to see that even the guard postings here of some of them swapped out from the standard Redanian soldiers to witch hunters.
Whoa there, Roach.
It's a material world, and I'm a material girl.
And it's 4 AM and they're still going. Where's my little man? There he is. Hi up.
Zoltan.
Need your help to free Margarita, and that's not a cocktail. It's, ironically, we do need something alcoholic, though.
They're holding Margarita at Dayrod. Got a plan to break her out, but we need your help.
What should I do?
Load a wagon with as much Mahakaman as you can find and drive it to Oxenfurt. Yennefer will give the signal. You'll drive through the gates and treat the guards.
Oh, these are terrible times. Since the mages left town, the hunters have taken to harassing non-humans. A dwarf lingering around the prison gates only stands to attract attention.
Right. Didn't think of that. I'll go straight to Yen in that case. She went to find a way into the ruins beneath the city. Nice talking to you, Zoltan. See you later.
Now, is it worth going upstairs to Avalac in the meantime?
We'll have order at last! Long live Radovid! Hail the mage hunters!
That guy has to read the room, doesn't he? Anyway, what's this suite like? There he is. Now, this is some suite. He'd probably call this in his elf world a 2-star spot.
Need a hanky? Gotta admit, never expected this of you.
You humans have unusual tastes. How did you fare on Bald Mountain?
Need to ask? You're a sage.
I ask as a courtesy. A concept you clearly forgot when you left without uttering a word.
Ciri was in a hurry.
I know, so she wrote in her letter. But that is not my concern. You eliminated Imlerith adeptly. So adeptly, you might say you inspired me.
Be straight with me, Avalac.
Skip the guessing games. I'm tired.
The loss of one of his great generals has weakened Eredin significantly. 2 others remain.
How do we get rid of them?
Caranthir is a loyalist, but Gels, that is another story. He was a devoted follower of our former king. And as it happens, Eredin poisoned our beloved ruler.
Huh. I'm getting a bit iffy now. We don't spend too much time in the elf land and everything, but it is clear there is Eredin and there is the elf king. Is the elf king who's trying to like sleep with Ciri but physically can't even manage it? Getting things mixed up. Anyway, let's walk through all these.
How do you know? Or are you bluffing?
Eredin made sure very few individuals knew of his betrayal. Most are now dead.
Didn't answer my question.
How matters not. What matters is, I know. And I have an idea how to use this knowledge.
Was a very incriminating response. What do you intend to do?
Fine. So what do you propose?
Why, to bring Gels here. Show him the truth of what happened.
Fabulous plan, if we only knew where to find him.
We do. In the land of the NL.
Land of the NL. Well, well. Let's walk through it anyway.
Land of the NL?
You don't recall. After all, you did travel with Eredin for some time.
My amnesia.
The land of the Alder folk. The world where we arrived centuries ago. A world that is now our home. The Red Riders come from there. And it is there where we will find Geralt.
Okie dokie, well, how do you mean to get there? We're not gonna go with the Red Riders, are we? Or are you gonna go for the whole world hopping routine? How would you go world hopping with someone like Geralt?
Think you're forgetting something. You and Ciri might know how to travel between worlds, but me? Not so much.
You clearly know there are many other worlds apart from the one where we now stand. They're linked by passages, hidden gateways that afford travel from one world to another. Of course, few know of these gateways. Even fewer can locate them.
Elven sages, for example?
For example. One such passage will open soon near where we are, fortuitously enough. Between this noble edifice and the butcher's yard. That's our chance. Shall we go?
And there's Yen just waiting for Geralt to round the corner. Yeah, let's go have a light, let's go.
Let's go.
Who are you?
Friends. Are your parents home?
Aye, but they're busy. Mum's after Pa with a frying pan, 'cause he, bubbered this lady.
Fucked.
I see. We shan't bother them. Will you let us in?
I will.
Great decision, pal. Truly just great.
I'm so angry with Pa. Pa's real nice. Stinks of gin and piss sometimes.
We'll have a look, go.
Blocks and a three-wheel cart. Shame.
The passage is here, past this wall.
So hang on a minute, are you saying this is naturally occurring? You expect, okay, so you worked out that it would converge at this point and appear, but would it actually present like this, or have you just made this appear? Because it's quite noisy, it's a low resonance, it will go right through the brick through the house. Wow.
This is the place. Once we enter, there'll be no returning until we reach Geralt. Ready?
Yes, let's go.
Remember, wherever you land, search for a place that looks like this one. We shall meet sooner or later.
Mean we'll be separated?
It's possible. I lack your ward's talent. Zirel is the lady of time and space. I merely know how to use this arcane knowledge to a limited degree. It's time.
I hate portals.
Very different here. This is the kind of thing, the geography I'd imagine is even too extreme for like the Dragon Mountains or Zerrikania.
Welcome to the Didowet Desert.
This somewhere in our world?
Ever seen such canyons in your world?
Yeah.
Come, you must go.
What the bloody hell?
What is this place?
A very old world, thoroughly raped and destroyed.
Anything live here?
Mainly desert creatures, able to survive months on end without water. Oh, and large sand crabs beneath the surface. We must be careful they don't sense us.
And before? Were there any people? Or elves?
Do you believe humanoids have a monopoly on destroying worlds?
So what did live here? Sentient monsters of some sort?
Look at those cliffs. Remind you of anything?
Look a bit like the bed of a giant river.
Or the bottom of a sea.
Mean there were water creatures here once?
No creatures. Merely a sea.
Trying to say that
there are many different worlds and even more forms of life. Many of them intelligent, much more so in fact than you humans. But as it turns out, not even that could stop them from exhausting all the resources of their world. To the last drop.
Even the sand underfoot feels so alien. Sun and the moon and these swirly things in the sky. Nope, it's another moon. It's plenty of shooting stars as well. It's interesting how we're just casually doing this. I suppose as you were in this moment, you'd only be in awe for a certain amount of time before it became your new normal. And yeah, to look at that with a perspective of a seabed.
Ah, the portal.
looks more like a ruin.
Appearances can be deceiving.
So what are we waiting for?
For it to open. Shouldn't take but a few moments.
What's going on?
The
Here we go.
Sandmaps have sensed our presence.
Wonderful.
Will they respond to silver?
Splendid.
Answer is yes.
How long are you gonna make me wait?
Overlock almost cracked Geralt over the back of the head with that thing then. Yeah. You can do with that one, Overlock. In fact, no. Decide to help you.
They just keep coming.
Defeat them all. As soon as the portal opens, you bring them out to me.
Okie dokie.
3, 2, 1.
Hope that didn't come through with us. Or worse still, it went through Overlock. What's interesting about this place? The last place had no music at all. This one had one sad Witcher motif run through it, even though we're in a different world.
There it is.
No need to rush.
Vapors don't look terribly inviting.
Do they respond to fire? No. Okay.
My breath. Any longer and I'd have suffocated. Place of power. Should draw from it.
I haven't seen so many of these in such a long time. There's two in quick succession. One in a world not our own. Is this gonna be the same? So there's a Witcher motif going through in the background, which is terribly forlorn, and there's a place of power. Interesting. Bugger. I almost did. I think I need to brake left. Somehow. I need to get over there somehow. Maybe it can be done by going the complete opposite way. Think I might have found a way around. Took a bolt up the seemingly impossible way around to get here. Which now... my next touch point. I could make it across there, or I could make a daring run round. Let's go for the daring run, eh? Ready or not? Bugger. No appreciation for what this kind of place could possibly be, other than, thank God the portal's here.
Cold.
Almost don't want that. This is probably gonna be useless, but...
Freeze to death if I don't hide somewhere. And I gotta find that next passage quick.
Well, there's nothing like going through what your children go through to get an appreciation of, well, what's going on in their lives, is there? Drop down here.
If I can just find cover along the way, I should make it to the passage.
Alright. Looking a bit shaky. There's a house down there, actually. Gotta do some slider-rooney down there. Slider-rooney, it's a Witcher technical term. Oh no. Still slider-rooney in there. Geralt. Oh, bugger.
Light in a place like this? Someone must have lit it. With any luck, it was a certain grouchy elven sage. Snow's up to the rooftops. Wonder how long this blizzard's been blowing.
It's a developed place, isn't it? Ah. Fire's gone out. Coal. Okay. Coal, wood, brick, stone. Same kind of designs you'd expect. A human world. And this? Runestone. What is this? Anna's notes. I know not what we will do. Our food stocks ran out long ago, save for one sack of onions. For a week, we have each eaten a few bites of an onion a day, and nothing else. The children once detested onions, but now gobble their morsel greedily and suck on the skins. Soon our bag will be empty, We have no wood, no fuel, and the snows keep falling. The mayor? Mayor? Okay, so, ooh. The mayor has been sending men to our door to hand out modest rations and a bit of wood from the lighthouse storeroom, but no one has come for days. I'm not surprised. The snow is piled nearly to the top of our windows. No one could get to our door. I'm afraid, so horribly afraid, that we will not outlast the winter. Out of the woods, yeah, eh? Let's let the swallow take its hold. And I move to the opposite property. Basically zigzag between the properties now until we get to the lighthouse. Right, ready. So what is in these places? I'm not expecting to find any food at all. String, thread, leather, silk. Yeah, there's nothing very alien about this place, is there? Which probably makes it even more fascinating. Almost makes you wonder if we would do a Ciri and end up in King Arthur's time. At the very least in Galahad's. Normally one and the same, but you never know, do you? Where can I tuck into? This looks like it's going to be a bit nasty, doesn't it? You know what? Knew it. Wild hunt. Oh. Now this gets interesting, doesn't it? White frost. White frost. Now, this isn't the world that Eredin has fled, just as far as I'm aware, that although the white frost is imminent, it hasn't yet landed there, as far as I'm aware. But this will be a random other place which has been hit by the same Ithlinne's prophecy. Would have been a candidate for Eredin to invade. Once upon a time. About to set you on fire, but it'll be a bit stupid, wouldn't it? I ain't gonna bother looting them.
Took you a while? Did you run into trouble?
No. Just taking in the sights. What is this place? Feels like I've been here before.
You have. You fought Eredin's projection here. Before that, Ciri fought here. For you.
What are you talking about?
Ever wondered how you managed to leave the Red Riders?
Many times, but I don't remember a thing.
Ciri came for you. She sensed you were in danger, tore you from the Hunt's grasp, then deposited you in the woods near Kaer Morhen.
Did Eredin start hunting her because of that? Because of me? Why didn't she say anything?
What would it have changed?
That is an interesting revelation. It's, That is interesting. It's still not 110% clear, like the chronological, like the... It's not laid out in a linear fashion, if that makes sense, but still... I'm assuming this world is one affected by Ithleen's prophecy. What's to come within the Witcher world, so to speak. And what Eredin is fleeing in his own world.
Where are we? World of the NL?
No. This is Ted Dera, the time of the end. The world destroyed by the White Frost. Alas, this awaits us all, though at differing stages of our existence.
So calm when you say that.
Eredin succumbed to his knowledge of the apocalypse. Fear rules him now. I'll not commit the same error.
Care to clarify?
Not here. Not now.
Wonderfully vague. You wouldn't be a sage otherwise. So, why is Geralt so important?
Going after Gels is proving quite a trek, but I still don't know why he's so important.
Eredin differs from the king he killed. Power for its own sake interests him. He has little patience for bureaucracy. He spends most of his time atop his steed, leading the Red Riders. So what does he need in the capital? A good viceroy. Gels is an excellent administrator and an even better plotter. He's the most dangerous individual amongst the NL.
He got any weaknesses?
Yes. He's righteous.
So, your journey, specifically, where did that take you?
I was hoping we wouldn't get separated.
I warned you it could happen.
Where'd your journey take you?
Through a world whose son had just died. I barely reached the next passage in time.
There are some things you just can't really comprehend, can you? You're just ants at the end of the day. Even the ants. Would ants know the streets? Would ants know the block? Would ants know the sun in the sky? You know what I mean? When you start thinking like that, it's, Try not to get sucked into it. That light on the peak then, do you put it there?
Light on the peak. Was that you?
I thought it might aid your passage. After all, that is what lighthouses do. Show the way.
Oh, thank you very much. Are we gonna go?
Doesn't look safe here either. Let's go.
This way.
Next passage. When will it open?
Shortly.
In that case, time to prepare Geralt for stepping through another portal he doesn't want to.